Do you ever find yourself hesitating when it comes to saving money, wondering if it's truly worth the immediate sacrifice? Saving wisely isn't just about scrimping and saving in the present. It's about strategically planning a future where financial stability and freedom are within your grasp. Let's explore how smart saving strategies can transform your approach to money, ensuring that every dollar saved today is an investment in a more prosperous tomorrow. Hello and welcome to Rise to Your Money Power, where we have honest conversations to empower you around your relationship with money. I'm Pamela Plick, your host, and I'm on a mission to empower women to confidently build wealth from the inside out. I help purpose driven women overcome feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or stuck related to their personal relationship with money so they can become more confident, achieve peace of mind, create financial freedom and impact. And I do this through my signature programs and services, as well as community and events. In a world where immediate gratification is often the norm, embracing smart saving strategies can seem daunting. Yet, understanding the value of your future needs is crucial to building a sustainable financial foundation. Today, I'll guide you through practical and effective saving techniques that not only preserve your current lifestyle, but also enhance your future financial health. Whether you're saving for retirement, education, or to build an emergency fund, the strategies that I'm going to share with you today will empower you to maximize your savings without feeling constrained. Now, let's discuss the five steps to master the art of saving. The first step to master the art of saving is to set clear financial goals. Understanding what you're saving for can transform the act of saving from a chore into a purposeful activity. Are you saving for a down payment on a home? Maybe your child's education, maybe you're planning to expand your business, or even saving towards your own retirement. But defining a clear, achievable goal is the first step to effective savings. So, one quick action step that you can take to set clear financial goals is to write down your top three financial goals and the timeline for achieving each of them. This will help you to prioritize your savings efforts. Now, the second step to master the art of saving is to automate your savings. Automation is a powerful tool in building savings effortlessly. By setting up automatic transfers to your savings accounts, you can ensure that your money is saved before you have a chance to spend it. This out of sight, out of mind approach can significantly boost your savings rate. Now, one quick action step that you can take to automate your savings is to set up automatic transfers to your savings account right after your paycheck is deposited. Even a small amount regularly saved adds up over time. Now, the third step to master the art of saving is to prioritize high interest debt reduction. Now, savings is important, but effectively managing your debt is equally important. So, high interest rate debts, such as credit card balances, personal loans, or other types of debt, can erode your financial health. So, making sure that you prioritize their repayment can actually free up more funds for savings. Now, one action step that you can take to prioritize your high interest rate debt reduction is to list all of your debts by interest rates and prioritizing paying off the highest interest rates first, and then while also making sure that you're making the minimum payments on the others. So just take out a sheet of paper or create a spreadsheet, whatever works for you. List all of your debts by interest rate with the highest interest rate first. So then you're going to make sure that you're paying at least the minimum on all of your payment on your all of your debt, but the highest debt, whatever excess cash that you have, you want to prioritize making that payment, getting that debt paid off first. And once you have paid off that high interest rate debt, then move down to the next one. So again, making sure that you're paying them at least a minimum on all of your debt, and then whatever extra you want to pay towards that next highest interest rate debt, in addition to the payment that you are making on the previous debt, and just continue to go down the line. So that's a great action step for creating a strategy to pay off your debt. Now, the fourth step to master the art of saving, smart saving, is to explore the different savings instruments. Now, not all savings accounts are created equal. High yield interest savings accounts, certificates of deposits, and money market accounts also often offer a higher interest rate compared to traditional savings accounts. Now, a traditional savings account is a great option as well. The thing is, the purpose of having the savings account is usually it's money that's earmarked for something in particular. It's money that you don't want to have invested because you're going to need the money in a shorter period of time. The thing is, with a regular savings account, the interest rates are typically not very high, but the overall benefit to the savings account is that it's liquid, highly liquid. So you can, if you need it, let's say you're setting aside money for your reserve or your emergency fund. If you need access to it because an unexpected expense showed up, then you can easily withdraw. But the trade-off for that liquidity is that you're not going to earn a very high interest rate. So I want to talk about a couple of other savings vehicles. Now, investing in these vehicles can multiply your savings efforts. Now, it's essential to make sure that you understand the options available to you and how each can contribute to achieving your financial goals. So let's take a deeper look into three key savings instruments: high interest, high yield savings accounts, certificates of deposits, and money market accounts. I want to highlight their unique features, their benefits, and what you want to consider if you're thinking about opening one of these types of accounts. So the first one is the high yield savings account. Now, the high yield savings account offers significantly higher interest rates compared to traditional savings accounts. And these accounts are typically available through online banks, which can afford to offer better rates due to lower overhead costs because they're not commercial banks where you have to physically go into the bank. These are online banks. Now, the main benefit to a high yield savings account is the ability to earn more interest on your savings while maintaining high liquidity. This means that you can access your money relatively easy without facing penalties. So typically with the on high yield savings, you would need to connect it to another checking account so that if you needed to withdraw from that savings, you want to transfer the money from that savings account to the checking account at the bank where you do your banking. Now, there's a couple of considerations that you want to keep in mind. While the high yield savings accounts are excellent for short-term savings and emergency funds due to their high liquidity, the interest rates can fluctuate depending on economic conditions. Now, it's also important to check for any minimum balance requirements, or monthly fees that could offset the benefit of those higher interest rates. So if there is a monthly fee, or if you don't maintain a certain balance, minimum balance inside the account, then that might not be a good fit, but just keeping that in mind. And the other thing you want to keep in mind is making sure that the online bank where you're wanting to open the high yield savings account, making sure that it is FDIC insured. So that's really important in the United States. So keeping that in mind. The next type of savings is a certificate of deposits. Now, with this, and you hear the term CD for short. CDs are time-bound deposit accounts offered by banks that typically offer a fixed interest rate for a specified time or term, which can range from a few months to several years. Now, the advantage of a CD is the predictability of your return. You know exactly how much you're gonna earn by the end of the term because you're committing to a certain period of time. So let's say you have money that you want to that you're not using, that you're setting aside for the future. Maybe you decide to set up a 6-month CD. You know that you're going to earn that specific interest rate as long as you leave the money in the CD for the 6-month period of time. Now, CDs generally offer higher interest rates than traditional and even some high yield savings accounts because you're committing to a longer term. So keeping that in mind. A couple of considerations that you want to keep in mind. The main drawback to a CD is the lack of liquidity. Your money is locked in for the duration of the term. And although you can withdraw at any time, but withdrawing funds early can result in penalties, such as losing some of the interest that you earn. So basically, you're going to forfeit a certain amount of interest if you pull the money out prior to the end of the term. Now, CDs are best suited for money that you won't need until the end of the term. And again, keeping in mind, typically CDs are offered by commercial banks. There are also some online banks that offer CDs as well. You want to make sure that the CDs are offered by a bank that is FDIC insured. So keep that in mind as well. Now, another type of savings account is the money market account. And the money market account is kind of a hybrid between a savings account and a checking account. Now, they typically offer higher interest rates than standard savings accounts and come with some check writing privileges. And sometimes they even offer debit cards where you can use the debit card, like your credit card, and pull money directly out of the money market account. Now, this makes them highly flexible while still providing a good return on your deposits. Now, what you want to consider if you're thinking about opening a money market account. Now, there are money market accounts that are offered by banks, and then there are also money market accounts that are offered within your um, within your investment, or offered by brokerage firms. So you can check into both. But when we're looking at money market accounts that are offered by a bank, again, those are traditional banks that are FDIC insured. And typically, the money market account that's offered by a brokerage firm is linked to your investments that you have with that firm. But like high yield savings accounts, the interest rates on money market accounts can fluctuate. They also require higher minimum balances to open and maintain the account to earn the advertised interest rate. And so fees for not maintaining that minimum balance can also overshadow the interest benefits. So if the fees are high, almost as high as the interest, then it doesn't quite make sense. So keeping in mind, looking at the fees versus what the interest rate is. And again, if there's a minimum balance that you need to maintain in the money market account in order to get that interest rate. So one action step that you can take to explore different savings accounts is to do some more research into the different savings account instruments that I've mentioned here, weigh the pros and cons, and choose one that suits your financial goals and your risk tolerance. Now, the fifth step to master the art of smart saving is to review and adjust your budget quarter or regularly. It can be quarterly, but on a regular basis. A budget is not set in stone. It should evolve as your financial situation changes. You want to review, your regular review is going to allow you to adjust your spending habits and accordingly. So looking at your budget, and ideally you want to look at the budget on a monthly basis. It is really easy if you have it set up, you have online banking. A lot of online banking has tools such as cash management tools, or you can even use an app. But if you set up your budget in that cash management tool, and when the deductions come out of your checking account, or deposits go into your savings account or your checking account, it will automatically populate your budget. So taking a look at that budget on a regular basis, and like I said, ideally monthly is a good time to kind of skim through it, see how you did to your budget items, and see if there's anywhere that needs to be adjusted. Or is there anywhere where that any line item where you can scale back in order to allow more money towards your savings, or if you do have high interest debt, money that can be used to help pay that off. So this, again, it could involve cutting costs of unnecessary expenses or reallocating to better support your savings goals. Now, one action step that you can take to review and adjust your budget quarterly or regularly, have quarterly on the brain, but regularly, is to schedule a monthly budget review. So put some time on your calendar um, to review your budget once a month, and then use this time to assess your financial progress and to make any necessary adjustments. Now, in conclusion, I want to say that smart saving is much more than accumulating wealth. It's about making informed choices today that will secure your financial freedom tomorrow. By implementing these strategies, you can ensure that each decision that you make aligns with your long term financial well being. And remember, every step you take towards savings is a step towards realizing the future you dream of. Now, let's recap what we talked about today. We discussed the 5 types of savings accounts that will help you to master the art of smart savings. We discussed the first step, set clear financial goals. Second step is to automate your savings. Third step is to prioritize high interest debt reduction. Fourth step is to explore different savings options. And lastly, review and adjust your budget regularly. Now, what I'd love to have you do at this point, pull out your journal or your notebook, take some time to reflect on your current financial situation and your relationship with money. Then ask yourself these 3 questions to help you to gain clarity and to motivate yourself into action. Ask yourself, what are my long term financial goals, and how do my current savings habits support them? The second question you can ask yourself is, am I using the best possible savings instruments to maximize my returns? And then the third question to ask yourself is, when was the last time I adjusted my budget, and what changes are necessary to improve my saving strategy? Now, are you ready to take the first step towards financial empowerment and success? If so, I'd love to invite you to join me for a powerful money power breakthrough call that will help you to unlock the key to transforming your relationship with money. Together, during this transformational complimentary call, we'll uncover what's holding you back from aligning your vision with your goals and identify the next inspired step for you to pave the way to ultimate financial freedom. So you don't want to miss this opportunity to create a brighter future for yourself and your business. So to learn more and apply, just go to pamelaplick.com/thank you. That's pamelaplick.com/thank you to access the link to schedule your call. Then, once you've scheduled your call, take some time to check out my other free tools and resources that will help you to start unlocking your financial freedom and setting yourself up for long term success. Now, in closing, I'd like to leave you with this thought. Transform your relationship with money by saving not just for emergency, but for your prosperity. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me today. And until next time, remember you can rise to your money power.